Hey guys, in my last video I discovered some rat damage which was causing the engine to not crank up very well. So in this video we're going to do a repair job on that. First thing I want to do is actually just jumper across the broken wire to see if the problem goes away. So I take a little alligator clip jumper and put it across there. And we'll see what happens when I try to start it again. Okay, it started right up. You might want to note the engine check light did not go off this time. But after the repair is done, it does go off on its own, so I don't have to go in and reset the codes. So I'm going to remove this hose that's in the way. Still don't understand exactly why these rats have chewed through this. One thing about this particular cable is it is from a new part, and there is some word out there that the insulation on newer wires is something that the mice and the rats will eat, and it's a problem on newer cars. So maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure why he even cut all the way through the green wire like that. Makes no sense, but it is pretty annoying. So we do want to save this. It's a new sensor, so there's no need to buy another one. I can just splice this wire. First thing to do is to get this black insulation off. Doesn't look like a big problem, but it turned out to be a pretty formidable task when attempting to do it with just one hand and using the other hand to film. So bear with me here. Actually had to cut quite a bit of this out. It was an extended repair. So as you can see, we've got the green wire totally severed, so I'll put a splice in that, and the brown wire turns out to have a lot of cuts in it with teeth marks, although they didn't cut through the metal. So we're going to do a pretty typical repair with the insulation on this. So there's a product that I've discovered recently. It's the self-fusing silicone tape. This tape is doesn't have any sticky parts to it, but it'll stick to itself with an epoxy-like glue. Pretty cool stuff. I assume that it can take the temperature of the engine compartment without any problem. So I'm going to use that instead of electrical tape. Electrical tape, if you've used it, you know that it basically turns into a sticky mess after a while, and especially in a warm environment like this. So let's not do that. The silicone tape, basically it forms something that looks like a rubber band, or it's no stickiness to it whatsoever, and it can be easily removed, easier than this stuff that was on here, whatever it was. And as you can tell, there's always someone running a leaf blower whenever you're trying to video something. So just bear with that. So the first thing I want to do is get some decent ends on this thing so that I can get another piece of wire and splice it in there instead of trying to just reattach them. That way I have a little bit more flexibility in terms of the routing of the cable, and I don't have any issues with the cable becoming too short or something like that. So once I have these formed up pretty nice, I'll use the soldering iron to tin them. But before I do that, I'm going to put the silicone tape around the brown wire. This temperature sensor's got a connector which is pretty easy to remove. You push a screwdriver tip into the area where that hole was down in the lower left, and you push a tab and it'll slide out pretty easily. Okay, this is how the silicone tape comes. It's just a piece with separated with this cellophane type material. The only caveat with this is that it does stick to itself in every conceivable way, so that once you take that tape off it, or that film off it, will, you got to be careful what you do, otherwise it'll stick. And pretty much most of the time, once it sticks, you can't separate it. So I've got that brown wire covered with that. This particular location is kind of awkward to get to, so it's not like I can do a real neat job, but it's good enough to work for this application. So I found some wire. It happened to be green, so I popped it in there and soldered it on. I didn't show the actual soldering because that required 2 hands to do. So now we'll just lay that green wire down against the other piece of silicone tape, and then wrap some more silicone tape around it as an insulation, and hold it all together. This should be good enough to hold this for as long as I need to worry about it. And at this point we can reconnect the connector back right there. So I guess it's time to go see what happens. Yay, it starts right up. Perfect. Thanks for watching. See you next time.